be here and have a few words to say at this time. But before I say what I'm going to say, Brother Spivey, Prentice Spivey, is supposed to be here. He has taken the place of where I was for a number of years. But because of something that caused him to be incapacitated, his ability to be here, I haven't talked to Brother I.C. to find out what it was. Probably will later. I just looked out and saw him. But I didn't forsake you, but I moved to the state of Alabama. I guess you decided to get rid of it. But it's just always good to come back and be in the company. I hope I don't fall through. Down in New Orleans for a while, Brother Freeman Watch would know this. They had the baptistry under the pulpit. And every time you walk up there, you didn't know whether you were going to stay on top or go down to the bottom. But we're glad to be here. We want to take this time to say that I'm sorry I will not be able to spend the entire time of the lecture. I have a sister who is very ill down in Miami. She had a stroke. And Sister White, she's a member there. She's a member where he labors, and they've been watching over her, asking the Lord to keep her alive, at least until I could get down there.
Yes.
So we plan to leave here in a few days after tomorrow and go down and see her. And since that time, I had a nephew who, when we got married, Sister Jackson and I, down in Miami, we left Miami and went to New Orleans. But my number 7 sister, I didn't have but 9, but my number 7 sister had a son. And he called him, he wanted to go with us on our honeymoon. And he did. Now he didn't sleep with us.
Watch out! Watch out!
I was an old man then, so he didn't sleep with us then. But anyway, he died this week. And we're going to have to leave Miami and go on out to California to bury the body, the remains. So we solicit your prayers in that area.
Yes.
Both Sister Jackson and I, and we both loved him, and he just didn't want to do right. But one thing I can say, he was a member of the Lord's church. And I've been blessed that any time I was around any of my people for just a short period of time, I was able to baptize him or them. And even the sister in Miami now was down there holding a tent meeting. She was a member of the so-called Reverend Graham's congregation. I said the so-called congregation, and he was there that night. She told him what she had in mind. He came out. He was bold. He came out. And the big tent out there that Brother Martin had. And as we extended an invitation, we had several songs. I say several, 2 or more could be several. Several songs. And the last song we sing, Mary, that's my sister, came down the aisle crying, and I met her crying.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So we had a glorious time, and she's the one that I'm going down to Miami to see, if the Lord's will. And I hope she can stay alive at least for a few more years with us.
Amen.
But the doctor informed her that she'll be incapacitated the remainder of her life. Tonight, it's no easy thing to go back and tell you what you already know. In 1966, the first state lecture was held in Orlando, Florida. And it grew from there for 3 years, 66, 67, and 68 in Orlando, Westmoreland congregation. But as they started out in mind with this objective in mind then, it remains our objective now. Not not to place emphasis on any hierarchy within the state or within our preaching ranks, as we call it, or brothering ourselves, but to remain faithful, loyal, and true, and try and do as some of you have done. The course is just sit down under the auspices of Brother Hooks. I appreciate that, because you have to go back and have to remember some things and hold in memory what you should remember. But we're now glad to see them a part of this great fellowship. And you're working as brothers. Let's give them a hand. You know, sometimes we can be awful selfish. I'm serious. Among my brothers, we can be awful selfish sometimes. A brother can say he's sinned, that's for